Welcome back, dear friends, to the Crimson Academy course on the Kitab-i-Iqan. In this section, we're covering paragraphs 110 through 112 of the Kitab-i-Iqan. Baha'u'llah describes the unity of the manifestations of God and the distinctive features of the revelations. These concepts are studied in the context of progressive revelation. That is one of the core principles of the Baha'i philosophy on religion. We share with you some following key points. According to the concept of progressive revelation, God has progressively sent His manifestations throughout the ages to guide humanity towards its spiritual destiny. There is absolute unity in the essence of the manifestations of God, and each revelation from God has its own distinctive features. The people of the world have failed to seek divine knowledge and are wrapped in their idle fancies and vain imaginings. In paragraph 110, His Holiness Baha'u'llah once more addresses the concept of the unity of the manifestations of God. They are all the bearer of God's attributes and names, without an exception. If some differences are observed, they are due to other factors, as will be explained further on. The concepts raised in this paragraph form one of the core principles of the Baha'i philosophy on religion called progressive revelation. This principle answers some of the fundamental questions regarding the source of different religions, the concept of unity and diversity of religions, and the relationship between them. This concept has its roots in the purpose of human physical life. Baha'u'llah explains that God created humanity because of His love for it. God engraved His image on man in the form of inner qualities and gifts. In the course of the physical life, every individual has the duty to know God, to worship Him, cultivate and unveil the God-given qualities and attributes, and contribute towards an ever-advancing civilization. Humanity is not capable of achieving its divine purpose on its own. Hence, God has progressively sent His manifestations to guide and assist humanity in this process. They have helped individuals to grow spiritually and have provided the necessary teachings and laws to overcome the social and economic problems in every age. As a result, humanity has collectively evolved and grown from one stage of development to another towards its final destiny. His Holiness Baha'u'llah refers to the concept of progressive revelation in a number of his writings. In one of those tablets, this is in Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 74, he explains that each one of the manifestations of God has appeared in the chain of successive revelations that have linked the manifestation of Adam with that of the Bab, and has been sent down through the operation of the divine will and purpose. This highlights the unity of the manifestations, since all have been sent according to the will of God and through the operation of the Word of God. The manifestations of God also perfectly reflect God's names and attributes. The unity of the manifestations of God is another core principle of the Baha'i philosophy on religion, as highlighted in paragraph 110. His Holiness Baha'u'llah states, "The essence of all the prophets of God is one and the same. Their unity is absolute. God, the Creator, saith, there is no distinction whatsoever among the bearers of my message. And again, friends, this is from Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 78. In the same tablet, Baha'u'llah describes the following reasons for their unity. They all have but one purpose. Their secret is the same secret. Every true prophet hath regarded his message as fundamentally the same as the revelation of every other prophet gone before him. Baha'u'llah then warns us to prefer one in honor to another, to exalt certain ones above the rest, is in no wise to be permitted. And friends, this is from Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 79. He also states, "Beware, O believers, in the unity of God, lest ye be tempted to make any distinction between any of the manifestations of his cause, or to discriminate against the signs that have accompanied and proclaimed their revelation. This indeed is the true meaning of divine unity, if ye be of them that apprehend and believe this truth." He explains the reasons for such unity. "Be ye assured, moreover, that the works and acts of each and every one of these manifestations of God, nay, whatever pertaineth unto them, and whatsoever they may manifest in the future, are all ordained by God, and are a reflection of his will and purpose." And this, friends, was from Baha'u'llah, in Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 59. Baha'u'llah then repeats his warning more explicitly. "Whoso maketh the slightest possible difference between their persons, their words, their messages, their acts and manners, hath indeed disbelieved in God, hath repudiated his signs, and betrayed the cause of his messengers." And friends, this powerful quote was from Baha'u'llah in Baha'i World Faith, page 21. In one of his prayers, Baha'u'llah expresses the unity of the manifestations of God in a beautiful allegorical language. While praising God, Baha'u'llah describes the sufferings that have been inflicted upon him in his previous manifestations. "At one time thou didst deliver me into the hands of Nimrod. At another thou hast allowed Pharaoh's rod to persecute me. Again thou didst cast me into the prison cell of the ungodly for no reason except that I was moved to whisper into the ears of the well-favored denizens of thy kingdom an intimation of the vision with which thou hadst, through thy knowledge, inspired me and revealed to me its meaning through the potency of thy might. And again thou didst decree that I be beheaded by the sword of the infidel. Again I was crucified for having unveiled to men's eyes the hidden gems of thy glorious unity. How bitter the humiliations heaped upon me in a subsequent age on the plain of Karbala. In a later age I was suspended, and my breast was made a target to the darts of the malicious cruelty of my foes. My limbs were riddled with bullets, and my body was torn asunder. Finally, behold how in this day my treacherous enemies have leagued themselves against me, and are continually plotting to instill the venom of hate and malice into the souls of thy servants. And friends, this is from the Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 80. In a letter written on his behalf, the beloved guardian Shoghi Effendi explains that the names of the prophets with whom Baha'u'llah identifies himself in this tablet are as follows: Abraham, Moses, Joseph, John the Baptist, Jesus, Imam Hussein, on whom Baha'u'llah has conferred an exceptionally exalted station, and the Bab. While the reality of the manifestations of God is one, there are differences in their revelations. Baha'u'llah expands on the distinguishing characteristics that each one of the manifestations have been the bearer of a specific message, that each have been entrusted with a divinely revealed book and been commissioned to unravel the mysteries of a mighty tablet. And friends, this was from His Holiness Baha'u'llah, Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 80. Baha'u'llah also explains that every manifestation of God hath been the bearer of a distinct message and have been commissioned to reveal himself through specific acts. It is for this reason that they appear to vary in their greatness. And this is from Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 79. A study of the Baha'i writings reveals the following reasons for the differences observed among the manifestations of God and their revelations. First, 3 stations. The manifestations of God have 3 stations: the physical station, the station of the rational soul, and the station of divine manifestation and heavenly splendor. The corporeal station will inevitably perish. And this is from Some Answer Questions by Abdul Baha, page 174. The second station is the rational soul, or the human station. In this station, a manifestation of God is an individual with distinctive characteristics, having a different name and a different life story. This station, despite having a beginning, it has no end and is endowed with everlasting life. And again, friends, this is from Abdul Baha, Some Answer Questions, page 174. The third station has neither beginning nor end. Its beginning refers merely to his revelation of his own station. And this, friends, also is from Abdul Baha, Some Answer Question, page 174. This is the station common to all the manifestations of God. Second is the relativity of religious truth. Baha'u'llah states, "Every age requireth a fresh measure of the light of God. Every divine revelation has been sent down in a manner that befitted the circumstances of the age in which it hath appeared." And friends, this is from His Holiness Baha'u'llah, Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 81. Accordingly, the teachings revealed by the manifestations of God are diverse, as they are revealed at different ages, for people with different cultures and backgrounds, and intended to address specific problems. This makes religious truth relative, not absolute, and revealed religions different in appearance and teachings. This is another source of differences among religions. Thirdly, intensity of revelations. The manifestations of God differ in the intensity of the revelation and the comparative potency of their light. And friends, this is from the Kitáb-i-Íqán, page 103. This is similar to the physical sun that has different degrees of heat and light depending on the season it appears. Fourthly, revealed attributes. Baha'u'llah states in paragraph 110 that the manifestations of God possess all the names and attributes of God, although certain attributes are not outwardly revealed to the eyes of man. This explains some seeming distinctions observed in the qualities of the manifestations of God and the titles they have received. Fifthly, corruption of teachings. Generally, the light of a religion is dimmed by man-made superstitions and ideas as it approaches its winter of despondency. Hence, the religion assumes an appearance and a form radically different from its reality as originally revealed by the manifestation of God. In paragraphs of 111 and 112, His Holiness Baha'u'llah reflects on the sorrowful state of the people of the world. They have failed to seek divine knowledge and are wrapped in their idle fancies and vain imaginings. Baha'u'llah refers to what happened during the dispensation of the Bab as an example of this failure. Despite the abundance of verses revealed by the Bab, people preferred to turn away from his revelation. Instead, they continued to cling to the words of those who spoke but had not understood one letter of the words they had themselves uttered. Thank you, friends.